Welcome back. It's now time for our cooking segment, and we are here with Paul Minicucci, who is making cheese stuffed shells with a red sauce. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Not too bad now. A little change of plans, not at Kelly's Furniture, but we're going to make the best of it. Everything smells great, and we're ready to get this started.
Great. So this has an Italian name.
Okay.
It's Cinque Formaggio Congili Farsa. Farsa is like force, means stuffed, and congili is the word for conch, like a conch shell.
Okay.
So large shells are congili, and that's what they're actually called.
You just don't want to say it 5 times fast.
That's right. So we're going to call them stuffed shells on the show.
Well, yeah, we'll say it the American way.
So what I've done is, what we're going to do is we're going to actually show you how to stuff the shells.
Okay.
I have prepared as well a pot full of sauce and sausages and meatballs, of course, homemade,
Wonderful.
and the sauce. And the recipe, folks, is on the website.
Yep, we'll
So
put it on the website.
Take care to look at that. So what we're going to do is going to stuff the shells. Before I do that, just a couple of things. I use provolone cheese, Asiago, and then there's Parmesan, mozzarella, and what am I missing? I'm missing a cheese. But anyhow.
Another cheese? Well, just lots of cheese.
The cheese that I would like to use, I can't find here in Iowa and in St. Louis, and that's called Fontanella. If you have to use a bottled sauce, I really recommend this sauce, which is called Amy's.
Okay.
It's very pricey, but
Oh,
you know,
she does good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. They use the best ingredients, and it's as close as I've ever seen to really homemade.
And it's
Okay.
all very vegan and vegetarian too.
It
I
is,
believe.
yeah. It's an organic
It's very good
stuff.
It's very good stuff.
And just one last note: I learned to cook this stuff from my grandma, who
Oh,
was a
wow.
kind of well-known chef in New York. So she was called Mama Lena, and so she taught me how to do this in the summer.
Well, thank
So-
you, Mama Lena.
Hey, if you can
Yes.
cook in New York, you can cook anywhere, right?
Right. So what we've done is we've diced up some red pepper,
Okay.
and then Samantha's going to help me by dicing up as best we can
Parsley.
the parsley.
Okay.
Don't worry.
You want it pretty small?
Yes, as small as you can do it.
Okay.
And then meantime, I'm going to take up. I'm sorry about the fact that we're not in the kitchen.
Yes, it does hinder us a little bit, but
Right.
we're going to make the best
So
of
what
it.
we have here is 12 ounces of the ricotta cheese. And I'm going to tell you one last tip. Don't use cottage cheese, folks, okay? I have friends say, well, isn't it rich? You know, look at all the stuff we got. This is not diet food. A chef once told me there's 2 kinds of food. There's food you live to eat and food that you eat to live.
Okay.
And this is food you live to eat.
This meal is an indulgence.
Yes, exactly. So don't mess around.
Every
So
meal is like that for
here's
me.
the ricotta cheese. And then next we're going to put in 2 eggs
Okay.
and the eggs will cook because we're going to bake this.
Okay.
This is most of the 3 other kinds of cheeses, which has already been grated. Use the coarse grating. Don't make it too fine because it won't hold up. It'll dribble. And then later we'll put that on the top. So then what I've done, what I will do, is you mix this around.
Everything together. Okay.
Everything together. And then I will put some spices in it. And by the way, what I have on the set are these spices called Penzies, which have a shop in St. Louis. So if you're ever in St. Louis, go to Penzies.
Penzies. Okay, that's the place to go.
Yeah, and so that's what they look like.
All types of spices.
And I use a little herbes Provence, which is French herbs,
Okay.
mostly Italian herbs. Now, I did bring out fresh herbs because if I was doing it at home, I would be doing the oregano, sage, and thyme fresh.
Right.
So
that is
we
an
don't have-
option.
Yes, but this works.
Okay.
I'm not a purist.
That's fine with me.
So then what you do, as this has been mixed, then you have the shells, which you boil.
Right.
Put a little oil in the water so that they don't come together. Because what happens in
Oh, you don't want them
tip
to
is that
stick.
they tend to stick together.
Okay.
You don't want that. So when they're about what's called al dente, which means that they're firm and not noodly.
Okay.
So what you do is, I didn't bring the right spoon, but
Okay.
you take the mixture and just pop it in there.
Ah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that. And don't be afraid to use your fingers.
Wonderful.
Okay. Now, what we do next is we take, first, when we bake this, we put sauce on the bottom of the,
On the bottom.
and mix it around.
Just the sauce, though, not. you
Yeah, I
know,
don't
if
put the
people have-
meatballs until
okay.
we eat. But you cook the meatballs and sausages to make the sauce taste. I usually set aside some for my vegan friends, you know, that's just tomatoes.
Okay.
But I like it with the meat. And the recipes, again, are on
Yep,
your
we're
website
gonna
for
put it
that.
online.
So then,
So you just put that right in there?
yeah, and you put it like that. Now, one thing that you need to do when you're doing these guys is to remember that they will flop open at the slightest pretext.
So
Like
you want to
heat.
stuff them pretty well.
You want to stuff them well, close them a little bit, and then you line them up tight. Like
Oh,
that,
so
like
pretty
little
close.
soldiers.
Let's see if we can get a little image of this. You want them pretty close, so not too spread out.
Right.
And with that sauce on the
And
bottom.
stuffed to the max. too.
Yes, exactly, because this
Nice.
stuff is good.
And now we are going to go to break, but when we come back, we will finish everything up. Sound
Okay,
good?
sounds good.
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we just made cheese stuffed shells with a red sauce. And let's go ahead and recap what we did before the break.
Sure, I'm going to tilt this up so you can see it at home.
And it looks nice, too.
What we did was we mixed 5 cheeses together in a bowl with 2 eggs. Most of the cheese is actually regatta cheese. And then we boiled shells in water and a little olive oil. And then we put the shells, stuffed them with the mixture, put some sauce on a baking dish, put them in the baking dish, put some cheeses on the top, partly to show how done the stuff is. It's a visual tool.
Yep.
So now we're going to plate it. And
Perfect.
I don't have a spatula, so
We're going to make do.
We've been improvising all morning. Last time.
And now it is important to remember that we stuffed the shells pretty full so that they don't kind of flop
Yes.
together, and they are really close together in the pan.
right. And as you can see, if we did this separately, they would fall apart, as they easily do here, as you can see, which is okay, you know.
Wonderful.
And then we're going to put Mama Lena's famous meatballs on the plate.
And you told me you hand rolled these, made the sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot wait.
Sounds
Now,
good.
usually I use veal, but I can't find veal here. And some people have an objection to using veal. Here's a
As soon
ugly
as we
one.
get these on, we'll go ahead and try them.
Yeah.
Troy, are you ready?
Okay,
I've
Troy.
been ready all
Troy
morning.
says he's an Italian cooking and food fan. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the ladies call me Italian Stallion, but
Okay.
I think that's just because I like Italian food.
Oh, I hope
right.
I hope it's something else. But I want... So we have forks
Move
here.
this so you can see how great it looks. Let's
And
go
by the
ahead.
way, I would finish this off usually with some broccoli that we would,
Add a nice
cook.
vegetable in there.
yeah. And what I do is I take the broccoli after it's been boiled a while and I fry it up in a frying pan with a little vinegar or white wine.
Perfect. Well, we really appreciate this. It tastes amazing. And we will send you away with a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you right back here Monday morning at 5:30 a.m.
Bye-bye.